Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays Monster Train. Dude, we crushed it. The last 2 days we've been crushing it. Let me go here on a new run. I think we owe it to ourselves and the world to win a little bit with the Awakened Champion. And I gotta tell you, we got Melting backing us up. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. You sap us? Don't mind it. That's not that bad. Deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 10 times the amount of spikes on friendly units. I mind it. That is interesting. I would like it more if we were melting dominant, but we're melting adjacent. So I think spells getting an extra upgrade slot is very good. So the question is, what do we like? You gotta keep the Sentient up at the front. The Sentient is your tank. You can tell it's your tank because it does no damage. So do we prefer the draw? Or do we prefer the damage? I always think we prefer the damage, so let's go draw. Mixing it up a little bit has very much been our friend recently. We definitely do want to turn this on because we have a spell upgrader immediately after this. Maybe we could get a couple of good spell upgrades. Personally, I actually don't mind that one right there. And I don't really want you to burn out, because we can't bring you back, so I think we just won't play you, and we'll put some fat regen on you just in case. It's not. I mean, this guy is gonna do damage to the boss, just to be clear, but it's only gonna do damage because of the thorns. We're gonna get a sick draw here, let me tell you that. So I think we just like a dreg here. You're dazed. All right. If you're gonna make me do it to get the gold, then fine, I'll do it to get the gold. And I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna be dazed, go ahead and be dazed up here. The first fight is never really where you want to be to begin with, right? Like, nobody knows how this thing's gonna. You can't plan for it. Now we're doing almost nothing here, admittedly. I think I accept that our pyre is gonna get bodied to do something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Problem is, like, these dudes just blow themselves out on the spikes no matter what. Alright, how we doing here? We're doing 35 damage. It's not amazing, obviously. Really just trying to keep you alive. I think we got a really horrible starting deck. I'm not trying to make excuses here. I'm just throwing it out there. So I'm like, okay, hear me out here. Hear me out. A train steward. Nuking this guy. A dreg to take the first hit here. And then this lets us do slightly more damage. Well, we won. And it wasn't scary at all, quite frankly. Clearly, we need more damage desperately. Desperately. I'm gonna tell you straight, we don't have any rejuvenate triggers right now. But we need to find a way to deal damage. Sting is pretty good with upgrades, but I actually, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm going, Glimmer is the kind of AoE we could really benefit from right now. I'm just full stop. We need a molded to bring back our drafts so that we actually have damage dealers. Please tell me there's an Awoken on the left side. There is, which is hilarious and amazing. And Sweep is good, but I think we need an Animus for the raw damage a little faster. Remove Consume is not necessary. What we want is the world's greatest Glimmer. Dunk, dunk, dunk. I think we can pay that. We really, oh baby, did we want holdover, let me tell you. Dunka dunk. Our glimmer is just not quite good enough yet. I'm not paying for permafrost though, like don't make me laugh. I do kind of like most of our cards. I'll tell you that we don't really have a good regen trigger yet, so getting rid of one of those while keeping our train stewards kind of interests me, as does maybe just making one of our restores consume so our deck over time gets a little bit better. I think these train stewards are fairly relevant right now, and I don't think we can afford to turn this on, unfortunately. But I think we're in a better spot, but let's call it what it is. It's still a little spiced. You have spikes, which is hilarious. And highly unfortunate. So you're going to give us some sweet draw. I'm very thankful for that. And, you know, I think we'll play you on the top floor for now. We do have a molded. We don't really want to hit you, though. It's a very weird situation. Dunka dunk. Dunky dunka. So, hear me out here. I want the goal. That's important. I think I actually want to descend you and keep you like doing damage down here as long as is possible. Like you only doing 1 damage means nobody cares. You're gonna die probably on the same turn that we draw molded, but okay, I think we have to start throwing units out here, even though they're guaranteed to die, or likely to die, just so that we have, like, molded targets and can get some stuff done. So this is a gimme glimmer on that one. This leaves our good unit alive, which is extremely important. And we got nothing to hit with molded. But that's okay. I mean, you gotta play something. I'm gonna put you up here just so maybe we can mold you back faster. This is a much more strategic play than I'm used to. Okay, I mean, this is a gimme, right? Like, you gotta get rid of the spikes. We're still not doing very much. Then at least we're killing a unit. And I don't know, you can play a train steward there. At the end of the day, this guy is only an 8/190. Like, he's not doing very much. And I think you only have burnout 1. The best we can do, though, is burnout 3. I don't know, I think maybe we do it anyway. And then you just gotta work with me for a second here. Obviously, you guys are in a pickle. I think you descend you. Now you're taking a lot. And then we give you the razor sharp. You're almost dead. So the next big play is, can we mold it again and bring back you and then just get the kill? And like, there was never a doubt in my mind. You're dazed! Rat. You're gonna burn out before it matters. That hurts, dude. We exactly died. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. This run started like garbage. I'm not sweating the loss on this one. I think that was like a truly cursed start, where we really tried some interesting things and didn't get away with it. Whatever. Oh, my Inferno Cup streak. Oh, wah. Okay, we got the exact same setup here, except you are buff debuff removal. Entombed Explosive gives us a little bit more gas early on. Second unit gives you energy, or go for spikes. Let's go for spikes, dude. We don't roll spikes too often. And you know what? Why don't we start with spikes here? It's a very interesting mechanic. We still want that molded, though. Enemy units enter with spikes? Okay. It takes two to freaking tango, brother. So we're gonna go heavy spikes build. We love that. You're dying. Nobody cares about you. I'm just trying to figure out where we play this guy. I don't know. Why don't you just go here for now and enjoy life? I don't know what to play. We can't bring these units back, so I don't know. It kind of feels like you just sit on this one. I mean, 11 spikes is pretty nuts. You hate to see that. At least you can land another hit here. And you know what? Why not? You definitely do hate to see it. Don't get me wrong. You're going to do damage to our pyre that we do not care about at all. Yeah, sure. Hit me with that. The question, though, is do we want you in here? Why not? Why not? But do we put you... I don't know where we put you. Maybe there? We want the spikes to come out ASAP. I don't know if it even matters if they come out ASAP, but we want them out there regardless. You are going to do some damage to our pyre. There's not a whole lot we can do about that. You're going to die in one hit anyway. So what do? Well, setting up this floor is worth something. And then it, like... Oh, okay. Who would have thought one restore trigger would do enough? I mean, I guess keeping that unit alive, because every time it's alive, it does 11 damage to every... Our champion is that unit, by the way. Every time we keep it alive, it does 10 damage to... Or 11 damage to every unit. I think we could use another big heal to keep the spike unit alive as long as possible. And then... So really, this is... Do you want to keep a unit with burnout alive longer? Whiplash can be really good. For a unit that we have, like, at the back, and we have maybe, like, an entombed explosive in front. So, what do we want here? I really think we still want the Awoken unit, because spikes are of the utmost importance. And we're gonna go Animus of Speed. Double stack is, like... It's probably, like, pretty close, but... Burnout 4. You know what? I think it does make... I think it moves the needle for us. Yeah. I think it moves the needle for us because we don't have to draw it as often to keep a unit alive. If it's gonna do... yeah, we'll try. If it's gonna do 4 burnout instead of 2. So I think it's way more playable now. So we still love this. With no spikes, I think the Animus of Speed is actually like the perfect target behind as well. And why not just put one of you out here too? And then, dude, I didn't realize we had so much energy. Let's stack up some train stewards. Things you don't hear me say very often, but I'm happy to do here. We can't get you. We should really start to play around that, I think. Unfortunately. You guys are both dying, which is lovely. This only hits you for like another 9, but... It is the right play, I think, still. And you guys are going to burn out. I really don't think we... Maybe we play something up here just so it's up here for the future. But missing out on all that gold early is, like, is devastating. It's a devastating turn of events. All of our units are going to burn out before we can give them Whiplash, which is annoying. Yes, very, very much so. Well, let's play this. And then you do very well for us there. Oh my god. when the deliveries knock on the door, they ain't playing around anymore. They're like breaking the whole house down. We can't really put anything up here. We could restore you, but your restores are not as good as like a restore here. We're already on respite, so let's do that. Okay. You have a sweep, which is horrible for us. But... Still will probably be totally fine. Just gotta think about how we want to do this. Man, you not dying is terrible, huh? I can't really change that. Well, it's not terrible, but you are gonna do some pyre damage. Really, we'd put it on you. Whoops. Now you're like an 89. Now you're taking 89. You know what? Sure. This should still stop you. The spikes are doing great work for us here. This looks bad, but is really, like, perfectly fine when you consider that we had the trial on, and also sweep was, like, in our face. Really hard countering us here. Like, you're almost dead already. And then, do 6 damage. You're gonna die in 2 hits anyway. We might as well heal you and get the draw next turn. But you literally cannot live, because when you kill this unit, you're gonna take 35. So nobody cares. Nobody cares. Hello, Ruka. Oh, still? Alright, I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, I am back. It's a tough decision. I do think Sting can definitely make it work. There's a lot of relics that work with it as well. Steel Enhancer without multi-strike doesn't interest me too much. So yeah, I think I do go Sting on this one. And I definitely... You might think it's overrated, but I really think Molded is just unbelievably good. Lady of the Reformed works insanely well with other burnout units. So you could make like 1 complete burnout floor and be pretty happy about it. And I think we take this path. Now give me something good. Give me something good on this one. Rare Hellhorn, rare Stygian, rare Umbra. I'm trying to think of what we would want. Umbra doesn't interest me because we're likely to get like Gorge. Or possible to get Gorge. Stygian, I'm like, could be interesting. I think Hellhorn is like more universally applicable. We don't have any summon effects yet. We have no reason to double armor on a unit. Because we don't have any units with armor. Well, boy, don't I feel smart. So the question is, do you take Transcend Imp? And I think the answer is no. It's like, there are awoken summon effects, like on summon get plus 40 HP. But like, okay, so now we have like my bad. We have an awoken hollow that has plus 80 HP, but we have small means to fill it. Let's put it that way. Low means to fill it. So I think we like you being stronger and tankier. And I think you being stronger is probably solid enough. I don't love this run yet, but it could come together. I feel like we're just lacking a wombo combo. It's too early to be mad about it, but we definitely do want to keep our champion alive as well. Okay. So the spikes are blowing some units out. You definitely do love to see it. I think we definitely like you back here as well. We don't really care about killing the healer, so you know what? Let's get set up on the 3rd floor. And the question is, do you think you can get around fast enough with Burnout 4? The answer is no, but you can just play it here. You can play it here anyway. Alright, I think we got a little lucky on that one. So we do like the Sting play. We like a lot here, so let's keep it simple. You definitely come out first. And you get the super heal. We'll sting you just to make that happen. And then really, we want burnout units on this floor. I think we'd rather have a train steward up at the top. Like that middle floor for now, whatever floor the lady is on becomes a burnout floor. She is burning out as well, though. You got to be a little cautious about that. You guys are doing okay. I think you keep the heals somewhat high here. Because of the spikes, I think we actually like that. Even though it does slow us down a little bit. Oh, and you do so much better up here. Okay. Alright, burnout units, please. We have 1 burnout unit. You can go there. That's fine. You're doing great stuff there. You're dying, which is actually exactly what we want. You might as well take a... Well, honestly, you might as well take this heal first. Oh, but then you're not going to enhance the burnout. Oh, well. You get the extra draw. It does hit an incant trigger. Not my finest moment. All right, we got a bit of a burnout issue here. You have to be hit. Turns out that's not going to be a problem. Now we want double drags. Oh, baby. Now this floor is starting to come together. Nobody really needs to be healed. So, but there's no place to put another train steward, so it doesn't really matter. We'll just play that for next turn's draw. I think we got a really good thing going here. So I think your Wicklash play really is this. No, because you're burning out before you do enough damage. All right. Smart. Very smart move. One of these days we're going to figure it out, dude. You might as well get restored. Well, none of our units on the top floor, or on the middle floor, I should say, are going to burn out. So I'm a little surprised you're not dead. But now you're dead. We need a lot more to make this happen, but where it is right now, it's okay. So I think there's no choice. You go spikes. We need to make that cheaper, ideally. And yes, this is exactly what we wanted, is a Thorned Hollow that has spikes as well. And, energy hasn't been a huge problem so far. I think capacity is a little spicier. We'd really like to hit a spell upgrade, though. Yeah, we need spell upgrade more than we need a unit. And we might as well... So you really just want to make our spike spell playable. And you know what? Let's make Sting better. The reroll is not worth it here. Now, removal... Honestly, like our train stewards... We were not playing them. We weren't playing two of them, at least. And we would definitely want to go Spikes 21. That's... I think I've really underrated the Spikes plays. Like Rage. I really underrated Rage as well. I mean, we have Spikes for once. So multi-strike kind of blows enemies out. Let's see how this goes. So you are doing... You have haste? Hey, you have haste. But you're all going to die. Except you, who doesn't do any damage to begin with. And we'll put you up here, and you might as well get a double restore going. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Again, I can't kill you. Which is par for the course. We really, like, you do best on this floor. So we kind of have our 3 floors set up. You really are going to shine in a relentless situation. Now, we love the double drafts there. And... honestly, why not like get super spikes going here? We're waiting on our Animus in order to be more useful down here at the bottom, and we got it. We definitely like it enough. There's no spikes on the enemies, so all right. You're not dying, huh? You're taking 10. This will kill you. No, because you're dazed. That's alright. That's what Molded's there for. So our Pyre will take 0. Oh yeah, why even try? Why even bother trying to kill that guy? It doesn't matter too much. Alright, you're doing wonders, you're doing great work. I think you're dying anyway. The question is, who do we Wicklash? I think we still Wicklash you. We'd rather you didn't get hit, so that's a start. That's big. And we're gonna Wicklash you. I don't know if you're gonna live long enough, even with that burnout. You're kind of on the wrong floor, and I'll take responsibility for that. 26 spikes is good enough to be pretty excited. And we're just trying to keep you alive as long as possible. Because you should be blowing yourself out on this floor. You have haste. But you don't really have haste. You know what I mean? Because you're going to die on your first hit. You don't really have haste. Every time I do it to myself. I always I'm like, ooh, +5 damage. No, it turns out the burnout is very relevant. Don't do that, dummy. This big one. Okay, we're very lucky that we still got out of it okay. Pyre's gonna have HP. You take it, of course. It might help us. I don't really think Edge Prior is... Well, you know what? Okay, I see the value of Edge Prior. Votivary, I think, at this point is less useful, but the value of Edge Prior is you put it on the floor with the spike unit so you can play your heal spells there for 0. For sure. And that's basically... I mean, if you're not... That's what capacity's there for. I still think we're going for... making our spike play. Oh, Duba, freaking. Oh, spikes 10 on that. I like it. As far as making things cheaper, I think maybe we actually save our gold here. And the train stewards are not useless, to be clear. Not useless. Probably you could afford to get rid of some basic restores first, but I think we do save our money. Our Pyre is going to be, I mean, it's got 115. It's in a pretty good spot. You enter with spikes 4. That makes 2 of us. I feel like this run's going very fast. We're already like halfway through, and we died. You also have Stealth 1, which is truly horrible. So I think we do set up differently. With spikes, the Animus is gonna get freaking bodied, dude. That's what you like to see. And then I think, you know what? I think you do it like this. I think you do it like that. Okay. So we still have our melting floor set up. You're still doing fine down here. We're getting a kill on you for the first time ever. We can't afford to play one... No, we can afford to play everything. But it would look a little bit like this. Get him. You still have stealth, but you're dying to spikes. Okay, so then you get played on this floor. You get played on you. And then this is free on this floor. And we get some spikes going. Which is really the whole point of Edge Prior to begin with. We do need to keep you alive. That's the dangerous part here. Does this count as... No, okay. Alright. I'm just thinking. With spikes, you're a little dangerous. For sure. We might as well put you out there. Doesn't compromise our revenge too much. It does give you a bonus. Alright, well, what we want to do then... Oh, this is busted, dude. I think we accept that we're not going to play Cycle of Life, even though it kills me a little bit to say that. And you do this. At least we're still getting good spikes out of it, but... I think I played that a little weirdly. We could definitely use extra energy, too. But I for sure think we need to keep our champion alive. You don't have an incant trigger. You don't really need a restore, as long as we're getting HP next turn, which is admittedly not guaranteed. But, okay, so hear me out. Yes. It's not actually like a bad thing to just put you out there, I think. That saves us 8 damage. Does make you a little stronger. Okay. You're only taking 39, which is not great. And our Train Steward... You know what? Our Train Steward has a place. They got a place out here. You're going to live to do 6 damage to our Pyre. Not a huge problem. And you guys are all dying to spikes, which makes sense. Though it annoys me, it makes sense. So we need this. And then, if you're dying to spikes anyway, we might as well hit you with the Wicklash. The only question is that we need you to get a little stronger. And let's see what we're drawing next turn. 2 restoration detonations. We don't have to heal you then. We could put the super heal in on this guy. Get his spikes even higher. I think, you know, honestly, we've got 3 really good floors. We got 3 floors I can be proud of here. So you're going to die. And not much of our healing is going to do something about that. So I really think... You may laugh. I think that's your play right here. This guy's now got 46 spikes on him. And then you're molded. The Animus is going to burn out insanely quickly. So I think maybe just having like an explosive up here to eat a couple of shots. It added 40 damage. Alright, so this floor we want to draw. I was just going to say we want to draw drafts, but that's literally like not possible. So to be honest with you, you have 65. $58 spikes. If you're dying anyway, might as well let you get one more hit. Now this is the moment of truth. You should get destroyed. And he is getting destroyed. And this is the whole reason we're here to begin with. Now we got 83 spikes. Oh. You might as well put another 21 up in front. Oh, baby. Alright, so this'll work. As of right now, this'll work. Cards with Consume have a 50% chance to be discarded instead. Healing spells cost 1 less, right? They're not free. We look this up every time. 1 less. So, that being said... No. Play Spikes 5 instead of Spikes... We prefer it. I really think we prefer it. We don't have that many friendly deaths. Removing debuffs and then removing buffs. I don't know. Like, once I find myself, like, locked, I don't mind staying in the locked position here. I think we want spells again. Pyre health is completely fine. So let's see what we get first here. 5 gold when a friendly unit dies. I think it is better than 30 damage on a consume. And a double stack is still amazing. Like, regen 8 is so many spikes. And then, plus 10 magic power. Sure. 25 damage sting. We don't need holdover. Save your gold, because you're going to remove the cards you don't want to see anyway. Now, we do need a unit. More than we need a train steward right now. And I'll tell you, I don't think his entombed explosives are all that right now. So I did just remove a unit after saying we need a unit. But we don't need trash units. We need good units. Alright. You're going to empower units with rage. We're building great, tight decks today. I'm pretty proud of myself, honestly. I actually love that you're empowering units with rage as well. Because it might seem bad, but it's actually, like, pretty okay. Especially when you start blowing yourself out against a spike unit, you know? So you're doing a lot of damage, but not enough to make me not play this. And I think you just go like that. So please make the second floor raged. That's not how that worked, huh? Alright. So we gotta be a little cautious here. Perhaps even more than a little cautious. We know we want you up at the top, but it can wait in order to keep our champion alive. Not living, but not by much. So are we gonna let it ride next turn? I think we're letting it ride next turn, boys. We're gonna get this going on you. I hate the incants, don't get me wrong, but we're just trying to keep our champion alive. You're dying too? Oh man, we got issues. I love it. So I think we like Animus on the bottom floor this time. But we got to make sure we can at least keep you alive first. So it's a draft that's been killed. You're only getting hit for a lot. Hold on. 470. You benefit more from this. You live off of that. You guys are going to... Well, you're going to do some damage to the pyre. No, I think we still like the Animus back here. Don't get me wrong, it's tricky. It's tricky right now. Right, you're a sweep unit. Okay, so again, you gotta live. But we know our plays. Edge Prior comes up here. We gotta keep you alive. That's definitely pretty easily done. We also gotta keep you alive. You only need to heal for like 3. I think we like this more because we get the super spikes trigger on you that's gonna ruin your life forever. You're living. No real reason to play you and just have you die to spikes right away. Or to sweep right away, I should say. So I'm a little dumb. We could have just done that instead, but it's okay. I still think we're fine. It just looks bad because it's kind of bad. But how you doing? You're doing great now, and you're gonna have so many spikes, your head's gonna explode. Okay, hold on. We got plays. So for sure, like, yes. Yes. You know what? Hold on. Doesn't matter. Do the damage first. The Wicklash comes to you. Okay. It's been slightly sloppy. But I really think this top floor is amazing right now. And honestly, you benefit the most from this. It's gotta happen just to keep you alive. And then, I wish I had the energy for that. I didn't really think about that. You're not dying, so you are gonna hit our pyre, which, like, sucks really badly. I wish you wouldn't. But I understand your prerogative here. When we beat this boss, and I think we will, we desperately need energy. Energy is way more important than capacity. I think I misjudged that earlier. So you living would be very sick. Yeah, this is fine. It's now fine. But it's all of our hopes and dreams lie on the top floor. You're only doing 168. It's okay, but it's not what we want. That's not the dream. You putting up some blocks, I mean, that's decent value. Maybe even better than decent value. And then you are like, you're gonna feast here. So the question is, with molded, where do you go? A molded dreg in the back here is our better play, I think. Our top floor is what it's all about. And with multi-strike, we're really hoping this the boss just blows themselves away in no time flat, right? This floor, we're not really stressing too much. Like, what's your regen at? 13? I mean, if we can just get you to the point where you're at, like, regen 20, I might be dumb, but I'm pretty sure you don't take any damage. Because at least for like 4 turns. So I really think this Awoken Hollow, you know, it's coming out here with 79 spikes. He's taken 13 damage over the course of this fight. This seems very workable. This seems solid. Seems like the kind of you could hang your hat on this run right now. Apply Regen 2 and Spikes 3, and then add a copy of this to your discard pile. Question is, are you a heal? Because if you're a heal, this is pretty good. If you're not a heal... I mean, it does heal. But it doesn't actually restore. Healing spells. We can take one. And then give me the energy. I don't mind this. So I do think we need units. We have no units available. There are duplicatable cards. We don't need to duplicate the spores. But I think we could duplicate just about any... Like, focus growth duplicated. Pretty good. But is it as good as... Yes. Yes, it is. And we'll spend all our money on the next shops. So I do think you just duplicate the focus growth. Awake is really good. Yeah, you know what? Let's get the Awake going. And we do want to upgrade our champion, of course. Spikes 41. Because I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep all the spikes on my champ instead of going under again. +8 with multi-strike is, like, potentially pretty devastating. But on the other hand, no. Like, here's the thing. We would have 700 gold, but I do think you reach a point of diminishing returns with gold. I would feel very foolish if we screwed this run up for ourselves just by doing that. So, let's not and say we did. So I know we love that. Where does the Animus go? Usually, I think that's totally fine, honestly. And the regen is going to pay dividends for us here. Yeah, good. We're going to get the play there, which is important. And we're going to come up here. Healing spells are still full price, but... Definitely think we want to get those spikes going on you. And the fact that we get more HP out of it is a nice bonus as well. And we know that the dreg goes here. And then for one more restore, I think we'd really rather get the spikes going. We're not taking a staggering amount of damage quite yet. Don't get me wrong, it's not great. We're not taking a staggering amount of damage quite yet. So in terms of hitting a unit... The problem... It's very hard to hit the unit at the back. But, so what? That saves us a little bit, I think. Yeah, this is the play. The extra spikes are worth an awful lot. And the top floor is where it's at. I think you really just focus on getting that Awoken Hollow disgustingly fed, and then the rest of your life is going to fall into place pretty easily. So, this does not count as a healing spell, which is frustrating, but good to know. So we actually, I think we just really like both of those. That clears out that floor, which is amazing. Although it will make burnout harder to deal with here. And out of all of this, I think you just go straight ahead with that one. Yeah. Faster we can get the spikes multiplying, the happier we're going to be, without a doubt. You're already doing great. You might as well... Whoops. You might as well heal up. One more regen, though. I think I'd rather have it on the spike unit, just so you for sure get where we want you to go. And you're going to benefit the most from Wicklash. Okay. So I feel pretty steady right now. We're only doing 164, but this isn't really like... This isn't our floor, really. You're going to lose the multi-strike, right? Which is even better. You guys are going to burn out, which sucks, but it is what it is. I think you abandon this floor, and you put all your effort on this guy right now. And you might think I'm a fool, but I really think that Regen 8 does better than Regen 2 Spikes 3. We won't see the effects for a while, but you don't have multi-strike anymore. That's funny. Alright, so again, like all the zero-cost heals are coming out up here. And also the one-cost heals. But then, molded. I mean, Spikes 41, it does do something. Even though you're going to burn out in one hit. Puts us up to 66 damage. And you know what? Now you're up to 325. Now you're up to 360. That was actually a pretty good turn of events there. But with more than 26 regen, this guy, well, we don't have more, but he basically can't whittle us down. Like this floor, we have too much sustain. You can't stop me. Could we have made it work? We might have been able to make the trial work. We might have been able to do it. But I'm very, very pleased with this deck. So what do we want? I still feel like spell upgrades matter more right now. Our units, their base effects is what does incredible work for us. We don't even have any consumes. That's funny. So I think spreading spores being cheaper and making all copies better is really nice. Then I think this is a perfect reroll. Permafrost is a tough one. I almost don't think it's worth spending. You know what? What if we made this cost 0? Like, I think we do maybe a lot better by coming to our merchant and looking. We don't really want a daze units, is the thing. We don't really want units to get an extra upgrade slot. We don't really care about 3 HP, so let's move it on here. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. Okay, both of these are incredible. Even if we can barely afford anything more for our spells. Like, literally, this is all we can do. Alright, that one was not worth it in hindsight, but that's okay. I choose to accept my idiocy and move on. I think our basic restores no longer have much reason to exist. And I do think our entombed explosives don't either. So, dude, we have a 22 card deck here. I'm feeling pretty good. So, do you purge the buffs and debuffs? You do. So, you're going to cut our spikes in half routinely, which is bad. Like, genuinely really bad. But over time, we should have a pretty good chance to build it back up. So we like this as our start no matter what. We don't really want to summon you to get dazed and die, so I would say probably no on that one. But the question then is, what do you do with the Animus? The answer, I mean, there's two ways to do it, right? You could summon it, it dies, you mold in the future, but then you have to manage its burnout, or you just have faith in the system and you wait it out for a second here, because I do believe in our run's ability here. So we know we love Lady of the Reformed, and she plays with dregs. Now, we'll put Edge Prior up here. We need somebody in front of you in the future. I'm banking on getting it. Let's put it that way. And we're getting you going here. And we might as well get you going here, because you're going to purge some of our spikes. I think. And the Ember Drain is quite spicy. As you can see. The Thorned Hollow has to come out. And then... well, we know we want to drag here. You're getting hit by sweep, which makes sense. Okay. Can I kill you? I can definitely hit you for 20. That's not going to do it, though. You're kind of doing okay down here, believe it or not. I think getting this unit powered up is the most important thing. Like, this Awoken Hollow is really where all of our hopes and dreams are pinned on this round. We knew that Ember Drain was coming. You are taking 28. That's nasty, dude. You're taking 3. The Ember Drain is not causing us enormous problems right now. So we're feeling okay on that front. We definitely want to drag. You gotta live. That's an issue for us. You living is becoming a problem. Now, in terms of... I actually think maybe giving you the spikes down here is nice. And we'll give you the... super... maybe we'll give it to you. You gotta live next turn, though. Can you promise me that? Can you promise me you'll live next turn? This middle floor is not all important. But it's worth its weight in gold. Which normally means all important. But, like, don't worry about it so much, okay? So I think for sure... I mean, we gotta keep you alive. But for sure... we've got to keep you alive too. And this is enough, but I'm also like, dude, we could pretty easily, yeah, make this a lot better. And we know we want dregs here too. Like, these units just have so much HP. It's really hard to get out in front of this. Even with the spikes, we're not doing too much. You're gonna do quite a number on me. And really, we just have dregs. It might seem backwards, but the dregs go on the middle floor. We're not gonna put them to try to stop some pyre damage. We're gonna rely on this deck to do what it's done the whole time and live long enough to get to the boss, and then the boss will blow themselves out on the spikes, and that's the play. But you have to be stopped. We have considerable problems. Finally, the Animus is up here. Dazed, but up here. Dazed, about to break. Lots of interesting plays. Lots of very, very interesting plays. That's kind of a gimme. Certainly, that's a big one. You living to only do a little damage to the pyre is okay. You dying sucks. We're playing a very delicate game here. But it's a delicate game that I'm okay with for the time being. But really only for the time being. You gotta live. Okay. So where do you do Sting? You do Sting where it's actually gonna save you some trouble. This is spicy. I'll tell you right away. There's spice here. I think you kind of gotta get restored, detonated here. I don't think I can do enough damage to stop. I actually think we're gonna die on this one. I think our pyre is gonna take too much damage. And I want to assure you, nobody is more devastated by this potential fact than I am. But I genuinely believe it. I think that the bird is going to stop us here. Oh! Okay, now we got a lot of different things to manage. And I still think we're dead, but... How about now? It didn't help us as much as I thought it would. We had to stop you from hitting the pyre at all. How does one do that? That's a great question because it's impossible. I need to get to 144 spikes. So unfortunately, I mean, I'm going to play this one the way it should be played. Unfortunately, the spikes just were not fast enough at killing the enemies. That hurts me because we were really in a great spot. But it is what it is. We still had a really good run there that I think maybe was one of the best Awoken runs we've ever played. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, you watched all 53 minutes and 25 seconds of it, please do click the like button. Helps me out a great deal. It's the best way to help me out if you watched the video and enjoyed it. So I am going to ask you to click it. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!